I wonder if we are live. I think we are live. I'm pretty sure we're live. Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome to yet another evening here in Kawasaki tonight. During the beginning of the hot and humid season here in Tokyo. Tony, good evening. You're the first one I see in the chat. Now there's more messages popping in. Welcome all. Great. So for a long time today I didn't really expect to be able to stream today because we had something that we rarely have, which was an alert about extremely bad air quality. I don't know exactly what happened or why that was the case, but they actually announced it in this speaker system in our local area that they advised us not to go out, and on top of that it was like really hot and humid today as well. So yeah, for a long time I thought probably no walk tonight, but then air quality improved, temperatures dropped, and I felt that I should probably go out in order to, you know, for the sake of my mental health, I need a walk with you, my dear friends. So yeah, it's the same boring area as I often walk through, but I hope you will be okay with that. At least I'm doing the route in the opposite direction today, so at least that's something. Let me see, what are you saying? So yeah, it's a little bit late. It's 7 o'clock here already. So I don't think it will be a terribly long walk tonight. Maybe an hour and a half at most. And since I know you all want a weather update, here you go. 28 degrees. Yuck. Thunderstorm advisory. It's been like that for days now. It actually didn't rain today, I think, and there was no thunder either. Humidity is 75 now. Okay, it was 90 earlier today, which was pretty awful. But there you have it. That's the situation here. So yeah, it's hot. It's hot. I am already kind of melting over here, so it's not pleasant at all. Wow, this bar though. I don't think I've ever seen this place. It looks kind of inviting. Not right now, but at some point, maybe. What else? What are you saying? Lots of messages. Oh, someone wants to get blocked, I see. Okay, sure. You will get blocked, since that seems to be your wish. Okay, good job, Ray. Good job, Ray. お疲れ様です。こちらこそお疲れ様です。Subscription. Thank you, Moezen Biscuits, for joining my channel. So, as I told you earlier, for another week or so, my channel will be quite boring. It will only be walks from my local neighborhood. Today actually there was a sharp increase in, okay, I usually don't want to talk too much about this, but yeah, there was a sharp increase in COVID cases here in Tokyo, and yet another reason for me to stay away from the city center for the time being. So that's that. So yeah, but I think 2 weeks or so from now, we're actually planning to go on a little trip. So then there will be a change of environment. So that's good. This restaurant here looks kind of nice too. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you. Kyoto time. No, we're not going to Kyoto. Kyoto is even hotter than Tokyo in the summer, so we're probably not going there. 今日蒸し暑かったですね。そうですね、結構蒸し暑かったですね。一日中まあ出かけないと頭ちょっとおかしくなるだから、ちょっとだけ夜の散歩になりました。あ、竹松、welcome again to my humble little channel and another walk in the local area but on the Kawasaki side tonight. When you walk around, do you think about your past? That's a very philosophical question. No, I can't say I think that much about my past. I don't think that much about my past in general. I'm probably the kind of person who rather focuses on the future than the past. Although I do think a lot about like nostalgic experience from my childhood and so on. So I guess that's, yeah, maybe that's thinking about the past, I guess. But at least, yeah, I'm glad it turned out to be it's actually quite comfortable out now. It's hot, but at least it's a little bit of a breeze that cools me down, so it's not too awful. It's not too bad. I always like these lanterns here. They're very cozy. Oh, I need to post the FAQ pin, right? That's true. Let me do that. Let me do that here. You can look at the river in the meantime. This cute little river here. River cover photo. Is Japan still locked for tourists? Yes. The answer is yes. The answer is very much yes. Very yes. Very, very yes. I think I will go this way. So what else? I don't know, it felt like today was a kind of weird day. It just passed like this. Didn't really feel like I did much, but actually we did take care of a few pressing issues, like in terms of family matters and paperwork and whatnot. So that was good. Also, some of you knows that I've been hinting about another upcoming major project this autumn, and there was some good news regarding that, so that was also a good thing. We did, thanks to the excellent hard work from my wife, she managed to secure our second vaccine shots. So that was a big relief, because as I mentioned before, the vaccination situation here is totally a mess, and it's really difficult to book a shot in the Tokyo region right now. So the fact that we managed to get our first shot, and usually when you get your first shot you're supposed to get your time slot for the second one automatically booked by the clinic that gave you the first one. But since there's a shortage of vaccines here in Japan, many clinics stopped doing that, and that happened to us, so we didn't get any second shot confirmed. So we had to call around to probably like a couple of dozen different clinics, and finally my wife found one where we both could get our second shot. So we will get that in the beginning of August. So yeah, I'm really relieved that we managed to do that. So that was good news for us. What else is happening in Japan right now? Not much. All the news is always just centered about the Olympics, of course. More and more people are arriving here, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how that goes. No trip to Sweden then. I'm still hoping for it, yes. I'm hoping to go there after I get my my next shot. So we will see. But a lot of things can happen between then and now, so I don't really dare to take anything for granted. But we shall see. Are all those apartments? Yes. Everything we're seeing around here is pretty much apartments. This is a very kind of typical Japanese residential area. Is it true that Sweden doesn't get that dark, especially at night? Yeah, it's true. It depends on where you are in Sweden. Sweden is a relatively big country, at least bigger than what most people seem to believe. And in the north of Sweden, which is above the Arctic Circle, then there's a couple of weeks every year where the sun doesn't set at all. But I'm from the south part of Sweden, and in the south part of Sweden, sun sets maybe at around 9 or 10 in the evening, maybe even later than that. I don't know, I've been away for so long, so I forgot. Yeah, that is cool. But then on the other side, like the other side of the coin, is that during the winter the sun never rises. You have a couple of weeks with no sun at all. So that's I don't know. Some people enjoy that too, but for me, I feel that I need sunlight in order to feel good. So I don't know if I could survive living in the far north where there's no sun. I've never really experienced that at all though, so I don't know what it would be like, and I guess you get used to it, but yeah, in general I think it's a bit sounds challenging. But then on the other hand, if you live up there, you have the northern lights, which brightens up the days and nights, so it's not entirely bad. Does it affect your mentality? Yeah, I think so. Sweden has a pretty high rate of depression, and I think the lack of sunlight in the winter months is a part of it. At least for me personally, I've never been fond of the Swedish winters. Even where I lived, it was like in the south of Sweden, it's dark when you go to work and it's dark when you leave work. So there's a few hours of sunlight during the day, but yeah. You need vitamin D, certainly, certainly you do. What else? I don't know. We feel a little bit not very talkative today. Yeah, summers in Scandinavia are wonderful. They're truly the best. Everybody's happy in the summer and enjoys life a lot. So I really hope I can get a little bit of Scandinavian summer this year, but I don't know. So I highly recommend anyone who has a chance to experience the Scandinavian summers to do so. Winters maybe not as much fun unless you're really into darkness. If you're a vampire, maybe you will enjoy it, but what else? What else? What else? Are you hearing any anti-Olympic talk? Yes, most people here are against the Olympics. I honestly don't think I've heard anyone who is looking forward to it. Yeah, it's mostly negative things that I hear. Do they live in flats there? Yeah, these are mostly flats, but you also see some detached houses like these. Still feel sleepy. Yeah, this weather that we've been having today makes me sleepy. Basically, I'm sleepy the entire summer here in Japan because it's just so hot and humid and draining. So it's not great. Yeah, the area we're heading to now is kind of a bit far from the nearest station, so a lot of people rely on bicycles to get to and from the train station if you live around here. Yeah, someone asked about Mini Explorer, my daughter, if she's been playing with other babies, and no, hardly never, because of this situation we don't really socialize. There's no opportunities for her to meet other babies, so I'm a little bit worried about what that will do with her, development. Let's head up here. So I really hope the situation will improve soon, so we can start attending like various activities and whatnot for her sake. But yeah, Mr. Miyazaki, welcome. We love Kawasaki. Interesting, never seen that poster before. Yeah, this house is quite interesting. It's like built on the side of a mountain, right? People have really big balconies here. I'm sure this must have been, once it was built, it's probably a bit old now, but I'm sure it must have been quite fancy when it was new. We should get some exercise, real exercise. Yeah, maybe. I don't like going to gyms though, and it's too hot to do any real exercise outdoors in the summer. So I don't know. I think I'm still actually more active than most people I know, but yeah, maybe even more would be good. Where's the most nearest station? I think the nearest station from here would be Mizunokuchi, which is close to where I started the walk today. How are you today? Thank you, Joel, for asking. I'm a bit slow today. This weather, it's been very hot and humid all day, which kind of makes me a bit slow, but other than that, I'm okay. Same kind of apartments in Yokohama. Yeah, I mean, I think Japanese apartments usually have... Ah, you meant that one, the one that's built into the hillside, right? Yeah, that's a little bit different. That one stands out. Seem very tiring. Is it humidity's fault? Yeah, I would say it is. It's mostly humidity's fault. Well, then also having a baby at home and staying home all day. That also can make you pretty tired. But yeah, in November the weather is great. November weather in Japan is very, very pleasant. He sounds tired. Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I do. When was the last earthquake you felt in Tokyo area? I don't know. There was a relatively big one a couple of months ago, which was kind of... they said it was like one of the aftershocks from the big earthquake in 2011. I was like maybe 3-4 months ago. I think it even made it to the international news. I remember a lot of you, my viewers, asked me about it when it happened, if I felt it and if everything was okay. So that was the last big one, but then there's smaller earthquakes every now and then, but those happen so frequently, so they don't really leave a lasting impression on me. I would say on average maybe we have every 2 months or so there's an earthquake that we can feel. Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat. Thank you very much. What team will you root for at Olympics? No team. I won't. I am so against the Olympics that I don't know. I have this, yeah. And also I'm not interested in sports in general, but especially with the current situation, I really don't think that there's anyone to root for. Can hear the rushing water. Yeah, this place, I always pass here. It's a bit of a waterfall or something going on there. Don't drink beer today. No, I won't have a beer today. No. Like I said, it won't be a terribly long stream tonight either, because it's a little bit late and we didn't have dinner yet, so we're actually having sashimi tonight. My wife is preparing it as we speak, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm sorry, no beer break tonight. No beer break tonight. Sashimi, yeah. Sashimi is always good. Sashimi is always good. Well, yeah, when we have sashimi at home, what we do is like we just cook rice and miso soup, but the fish, we just buy it. They sell it in every supermarket here in Japan. You can buy like sashimi fish, like a plate of various fish. So yeah, that's what we get. もちろんわさび食べます。はい。わさびないとあんまり美味しくないと思います。Sure, there's a beer waiting at home with that sashimi. I'm not sure, to be honest. Last time I walked around here, I went up here on this hill and over to the other side of the hill. But this time I will instead walk on this side and follow this river here for a little while. Sashimi と冷やした日本酒は最高ですね。そうですね。そうですね。今日は多分お酒はそんなに飲みたくないと思いますけど、基本的には刺身と日本酒はすごく美味しいですね。Any beer break today? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Wow, Mr. Miyazaki, you got the Patreon alert now? That's very late, yeah. Shame on Patreon. Beer とケーキとおむすびは最高です。いや、ビールとケーキはあんまり美味しくないと思いますけど、その1周年、記念日のストリームは食べましたよね。でも基本的にはビールとケーキはあんまり好きじゃない。あ、Thank you, Jenny, for beer to have with dinner. Thank you, thank you. Let me check what else you are saying in the chat. It's moving so quickly here, so I'm always struggling to stay up to date with what you're saying. For sashimi, do you prefer tuna or salmon? I like both, but salmon is always good. As a Scandinavian person, I like salmon a lot, but tuna is more like it has to be choto high grade tuna. Like the cheapest forms of tuna, I'm not so fond of actually. But yeah, salmon is always good. I can always eat salmon. Some really nice colors in the sky now. Sweden は刺身とわさびありますか？あります。はい、あります。刺身は、なんかちょっといいレストラン行くとあるかもしれないけど、寿司はどこでも、なんか寿司屋さんどこでもいっぱいあります。あともちろんわさびはスウェーデンでも重要です。Thank you, Patrick McHugg, for the super chat. I'm not sure if I should keep on walking this way. Maybe I should, but on this side. Then I won't have to worry about cars. Some kids playing down here. Practicing baseball. Cute. The Olympic Games took from Tokyo the legal right to continue. May the rising sun bless the people endangered over the dollar wanted. Yes, I think that's a political stand against the IOC, but pro the Japanese people, and I certainly agree with that. Is it really nice to live in Japan? It's okay. It's, yeah, many things are nice, but no place is perfect. But I like it here. That's why I've lived here for 13 years. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have stayed that long. These are cherry blossom trees, by the way, so if you come here in the cherry blossom season, this place is probably quite nice. Do you watch anime? No, I don't. I used to when I was a teenager, but that was a very long time ago. These days I don't watch any anime. People ask me that every stream. How about the work environment? I'm self-employed, and I've always been self-employed, so I haven't really had to worry about that. Seems to be a bit depending on the company. Some companies are good, but some companies are not very nice work environment here. I guess that applies everywhere, but unfortunately it feels like the ratio of bad companies is quite high here in Japan compared to the other countries where I lived, at least. Have you thought about living in another part of Japan? Yeah, I have, but because of my work, it's been Tokyo all the time. Yeah, there's many places I would enjoy living in, I think, in Japan, actually. I think I would enjoy living in a smaller Japanese city, but it's probably not going to happen. Let's see, what else?スウェーデンが強いスポーツは何ですか？そうですけどですね、僕はあんまりスポーツ興味ないだからあんまりよくわかんない。でも多分サッカーかアイスホッキーかな。あんまりよくわかんない。And yes, if you're new to this channel, please read the FAQ in the video description, where you will find all the answers to questions such as where do I come from, what am I doing in Japan, for how long have I lived here, do I speak Japanese, and all those things that people ask every stream. They're all answered in the FAQ, so please take a look there. It's in the video description. Yeah, Fukuoka seems like a great place to live, Mr. Miyazaki. What else?昔カールスターでプロアイスホッケー見ました。すごいね。カールスター結構ローカルな街ですね。僕は行ったことないです。面白い。Are you ever considering streaming from Disneyland Tokyo? No, because I don't like Disney. And I certainly don't like Disneyland. So no. Also, there's like a million videos about Disneyland Tokyo on YouTube, so I don't really feel any need to make another one. This is super local residential scene in Japan, by the way. Yeah, I think we do need a answer to if I watch anime. That should be answered in the FAQ. Your daughter might like Disneyland. Yeah, maybe, but I'm not gonna introduce her to that. I think if anything, I would much rather take her to the Moomin theme park that opened not too long ago. It's a couple of hours outside of Tokyo, but I much rather prefer to promote Moomin than Disney, and also educate my daughter about the Moomin world. Have you thought about creating a photo book with your photos of Japan? Yeah, I thought about it. Thought about it many times. Basically, since I first got here, I've been thinking about making a photo book, but it never really happened yet. So, because making a book is difficult, it takes a lot of time, and the whole process of selecting photos. Like, I have too much photos. It would be so difficult to kind of pick a theme and curate it. But I still have that dream that one day it will happen. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if and when it might actually materialize. Yeah, I would be happy to make a book if someone else could handle like most of the work. Like if I had an editor and then we kind of made a selection together and then that person took care of everything else, like the printing and the layout and all that, that would be great. That would be great. See, I actually want to turn away from this river soon because I know where I will end up if I keep following it, and I should probably turn around soon. Joel, you want the Fuji? I'm actually thinking about getting rid of my XC3, and I might be going to Sweden relatively soon. So let's keep in touch about that. If you're serious about it, we can talk more about it through Instagram. But maybe you want it really cheap, and then yeah, maybe a used XT1 is better for you. Wonder, can I turn somewhere here? Oh, maybe down here. This looks like a road I could walk. Yes, you will. Let's talk more over Instagram about it. I haven't used that camera since I bought the XT3 when I started this channel in order to be able to shoot 4K 60 videos. And I shot quite a lot of videos for my channel with that camera, but then since I switched to doing mostly live streams, it's just been gathering dust. You could publish your book in Sweden and have an exhibition. Yeah, I actually had a photo exhibition in Sweden a couple of years ago, which was quite interesting. But yeah, it would have been more interesting if it was more, that was kind of a like commissioned assignment on a specific theme. It would be interesting to do something more according to my own idea. But I don't know. Like I've said so many times before, like every time I have a little bit of free time, I go out and do these streams. The rest of my life is extremely busy, either with work or with family matters. So yeah, finding the time to sit down and plan a book, that feels like a very, very remote dream for me right now. But who knows, it might change. It might change sometime in the future. When do you meet friends? I have no friends. No, kidding. But really, since the start of the pandemic, I haven't really had much of a social life. I don't meet people in person right now very often. So that's that. Saying we're your only friends. I mean, living in a big city like Tokyo it makes socializing a bit difficult, and especially now with the pandemic, and I've been like trying to stay away from riding the trains for like a year and a half now, to some extent at least. I mean, I do it sometime, but I've really been trying to avoid rush hour, and I don't really have any friends living in my area. So any type of socializing always means having to figure out a meeting place and take the train there. So that makes things very challenging. If it was a smaller city like Stockholm or where you can get around by bike or even by walking, then it's very different. But here in Tokyo, it's much more complicated, and also so much of my social life was centered around going out and drinking. I mean, that's very very common here in Japan. Like when you meet people, that usually means that you meet at an izakaya or some bar and go out and eat and drink together. And since that has been more or less banned for the last year or so, it just hasn't been that much of it. So I really look forward to once things improve and I can get back to socializing IRL again. But yeah, so I think I mentioned this many times, but seriously, these walks and my regular viewers that are always joining me on these walks, it really means a lot, and it really makes up for a pretty lacking social life. Yeah, the izakaya culture is great. Like when there's not a pandemic, I love it. It's excellent. You can go out and eat tasty food and have a couple of beers, and you don't need to spend much money, and it's always like the mood is great and the vibe is lovely. But not during a pandemic. Yeah, I think the same goes for a lot of people. I mean, many countries have had even stricter lockdowns than here in Japan. And I mean, I know some people here in Japan, they just kind of went on living life more or less as before. But to me, I've been worried. I've been scared about getting sick and potentially spreading it to other parts of my family. So I've been trying to be very careful. So that's that. I think I will try this road. I kind of have a somewhat feeling of where I am, but I'm not really exactly. But that's fine. That's fun. Getting lost is always fun, but I am kind of heading back towards my home area because I need to head back relatively soon. As you can see, there's actually quite a lot of places where they're growing fruit around here. You need your rest. I need my sashimi. That's gonna be one of the highlights of today, I think. Just give me a moment, folks. I need to take a look at the map. And also, I think my wife just sent me some message. Let's see, let's get a little vending machine drink maybe. Let's see if I have any coins. Oh, lemonade sounds good. I think I will go for lemonade today. So no beer break, just a lemonade break. Hope that's okay. Hope that's okay with you. Wow, it's cheap here. Like usually these are like 150 yen if you're buying it in central Tokyo. Drink Red Bull. I would never ever buy Red Bull. It's disgusting and feels extremely unhealthy. Kind of like this. This is also not very tasty. Melon float cream soda. Melon and ice cream. Which is it's kind of a thing here actually in Japan. It's a thing, but not my thing. Yeah, maybe I should do a tasting video sometimes. I also should do that beer tasting video that I promised a while ago, but that hasn't really happened yet. Let's see. I kind of need to use both my hands in order to open this drink, and I haven't even attached my my tripod stand, so let's do that. Oh, here's a nice little park. I think I can have a little lemonade break here just for a few minutes. Ah. Yeah, it's funny. Like some people commented that I sounded tired today, or I sound tired today, which yeah, I do. But this is what I will sound like for the rest of the summer. So you better get used to it, because this is what the Japanese summer does to me. It makes me drained and tired. And we're only getting started, so it's just getting worse from here before it gets any better. Kanpai. Let me see what you are saying. 家に帰ったらビールタイムですか。じゃあ今日は多分ビール飲まないと思います。まあもしかして刺身と一緒にじゃあ飲まないと思います。It's too hot, folks. It is hot. It is hot. Yeah, you will. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Do a live stream izakaya visit. Lonely izakaya visit. But with my Patreon supporters. That would be fun. That would be fun. I will try to do that sometime. What else? Have you considered trying to shoot 4K video in VR? No. Or yeah, I've considered it, but I don't think VR is not good enough unless you have like extremely specialized high quality equipment. But regular consumer grade VR equipment is just, it's not great. What else? Is Kanpai Shears? Yes, it is. Living here for 13 bloody years. Oh, we think he has time to adapt to the heat. I don't know. Like, I think even most Japanese people suffer quite a lot during the summer. No one likes the summer. Like everybody I know, they always complain over the heat during the summer months. So I don't know if it's something. I mean, you get used to it, sure, but that doesn't mean that you like it. It's still a pretty useless season, this hot and humid weather. But it's, I mean, it's part of living here. I guess it does have some charm. It's nice when you can escape to the beach. But yeah, it's definitely my least favorite part of the year. Ah, so I came here again. Those of you who has followed my channel for a while remember, maybe that was just like a week or two ago I passed this place. Like a very interesting looking barbershop. And yeah, it is getting hotter and hotter though. That is true. That is true. Summers here in Japan are getting worse. Yeah, izakaya Zoom meeting would also be great. Yeah, then we can all see each other. Then it would be less of a one-way experience. So I'm totally up for that. Is Kawasaki a port town? Yeah, there's a port in Kawasaki. I think, or at least there's like a waterfront area which is very, very heavily industrialized. I'm pretty sure that there's some port facilities. But I think Yokohama is like more of a port town in the Tokyo region, like Kawasaki. NHK is reporting that the Japanese government is to declare a fourth state of emergency until August 22nd. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not surprised at all to hear that. I'm not surprised to hear that at all. And also a very common question that I get asked almost all the time: why are there no people around? Because I'm always walking in very weird places, like super local, quiet residential neighborhoods. That's why there's not many people around. Only I am weird to go here for a walk. Like me and maybe a handful of people walking their dogs. But that's it. Oh, and actually something really weird happened to me today. I was going out. I was out earlier today. I went to the supermarket. On my way to the supermarket, I saw a pretty big snake, which is not something that I've ever seen before in Japan. Out in the wild, like a big snake, really big one. Like, at least by my standards. I've seen tiny ones before, but this one was probably at least a meter, which by my standards is a pretty big snake. It just ran away into some bushes, so I couldn't really... I did manage to snap a photo of it with my phone, but that was weird. I hope it was not a dangerous one or anything. It was next to a big residential building, so I went in there and told the management office that I saw a snake. So and they were like, yeah, we know. I was like, okay, so it happens all the time around here, or... It was a bit of a... Yeah, well, yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I don't see wild snakes very often. Can you post a photo of the snake on your community page? Yes, I can do that. I took it with the phone I'm currently streaming from, so I can't show it to you right now, but I can post it, sure. There's like small ones which are like, you know, like, I don't know, 20-30 centimeters that I've seen a couple of times, but this one was well over a meter. So that was a bit weird and scary. I see you. Oh, really? Thank you, Patrick McHugh again. What are the laws on exotic pets in Tokyo? I honestly have no idea. It was in the news not too long ago that someone's pet snake had escaped in Yokohama, and that became like pretty big news. But as to the legality question, I really don't know. I have no idea. Hello Kitty storage. Oh, was it? I didn't even take notice. Oh, right. We did pass one. There's plenty of those around here. Tokyo Snakes, good band name. Yeah, I guess. Now I'm on my way back where I came from. Yeah. It looks like a big, I don't know, a big something lit up. Wasting electricity, yeah, actually yes. Don't know why they're always